Hey, welcome back, Founding Champions. This is Scott here with Founding Champions. We are Founding Champion 2, and you, and we, and all of us are part of the 5th Grand Alliance. And so, today I have ranked play and community feedback news to sort of report. So, firstly, we have a big thank you to all the players that have embarked on their quest to climb the ranked leaderboards. We have seen thousands of games played over the last couple of weeks. A truly mighty effort. What they're about to talk about here, guys, is how they're going to make a few changes to ranked play. And those changes are going to be as follows. We've been keeping a close eye on ranked play so far and the results of community-hosted events, as well as the discussions that have been springing up online, and we are aware of the issues surrounding the Grand Alliance, destruction, and its place in the game. So, we are going to discuss some of the thoughts we have about this and what we are going to try and do to explore different solutions. So if you didn't know, Destruction has been winning too much. It's been a high-rated deck. We have one player currently in the Master Series, and he can't queue against anyone else. So a lot of us have been dodging the Master Series, at least some of us have, just by not playing the best deck 100% of the time. We haven't been losing on purpose. I don't think so. It's just not playing the best deck. I've played, a lot of other random decks and for testing purposes, and that has kept me in Diamond. So not in Masters. And Diamond's right below Masters. Let's see. Next paragraph. Last month, we've made a change to Gordrakk in an effort to minimize the Alliance's potential of one-shot kills. That is the Cowardly Grot combo. So they did a little nerf on Gordrakk, saying that he cannot rotate all units, he can only rotate orcs. And decided not to change anything further, as the game was still in its infancy. It still is. It's only a few months old. We haven't even gotten a set 2 yet. And we wanted more time for things to develop. Now that time has been given, we are still seeing that Destruction is being played at a very high rate, successfully in ranked play. To that end, we are going to be testing out a number of solutions in the digital game during this first season to see if we can find a happy balance between alliances. Okay? It goes on to say, none of these changes are going to be permanent at this stage, and will each last 14 days before being reverted, and a new change is made. There will be a total of 3 of these test periods during this ranked season, and before ranked season 2 begins, we will determine if any long-term change needs to be made. During this time, we are going to be collecting information on how these changes affect the game, and we would like to hear from you and your experiences by contacting us via our official Discord channel or contact@warhammerchampions.com. So, complaining on Facebook is not exactly going to make your voice heard over Discord or contacting them at the email address. I do recommend that Discord, click on the link. So contact them via these channels first before just going on and going, oh my goodness, oh, my life is going to end, I can't play the game. Okay, so contact them on Discord. It'll go to the proper channels. It'll get reported correctly. So I highly recommend doing that. Otherwise, you might just be ignored in any other situation. The first test period will see the cards Watch Hunter and Cruisin' for a Bruisin' removed from the ranked play card for 14 days, starting with a client update next week. So, all of this is going to start, the 14 days is going to start next week. And I believe this came out yesterday, which is on a Monday. So it should be starting Sunday or Monday next week. Okay. They will still be usable in casual play or challenges, and their usage in the physical game will remain unchanged. At the end of the 14 days, they will be returned to usage, and the next change will take effect. So when you go at your local tournament or your local play group, this change does not apply. Okay. Also, if you play in casual mode or in a challenge, this change does not apply. You can play both of these cards. So next week, you cannot play with Watch Hand or Cruiser for Bruising. An effective ban on those two cards, only in ranked play. The second test period will see cards Gordrakk, Fist of Gork, Savage Boar Boss, and Recruiter, and Loudmouth Megaboss receive an adjustment to their cost and health modifiers for a 14-day period. In this case, due to the back-end code for the game, these cards will also receive this change in casual play during the test period. So they can't change a card only for rank. They have to change it for everything. Though again, the usage in the physical game will remain unchanged. At the end of the 14 days, they will have their change reverted, and the last test period will begin. Okay, so third test period. The third test period will see a couple of game rule tweaks. We're currently looking for how far we would like to go with these, so we'll have a post outlining them in more detail in the coming weeks. So this is all going to take 6 weeks, assuming that Ranked Season 2 starts at the end of this third 14-day trial. That's 6 weeks. Okay. Again, none of these changes are going to be permanent and will serve to guide us on whether or not any long-term adjustments need to be made. During this time period, every game is important as it will help us provide with data that we need to make these decisions as mentioned above. We want to give the community's feedback on this. Thank you, champions, for helping us with monitoring these changes you would like to see going forward. We honestly love to hear about your feedback, whether this has been in the past, current, future, upcoming weeks. In addition to everyone who plays, in rank mode during the test periods, we'll also be granting additional rewards end of season November. Okay, so the end of season of November will get us more stuff, because the prizes so far have been pretty meh for ranked play, especially when you've been playing against destruction mirrors primarily. There's a couple guys in the top 10, top 20 that are playing exclusively non-destruction decks. But that's it. Everyone else is kind of just playing destruction. Even a guy with a screen name of Tzeentch, which is a chaos screen name, is playing destruction. So if that tells you something. So they are banning. Let's go here to blessings for the first 2 weeks in ranked play. Okay. I don't know, some people are going to say something else. They are banning Cruising for a Bruising right here, and they are banning Watch Chanter. So, okay, I'm going to put my thoughts on this. Banning Cruising for a Bruising. The current lineup is Renewed Warlust, Smash and Bash, Ushering of the Wall. Bam, 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 and then Cruising for a Bruising. This does 12 damage, while something like Might of Gork does 9. So it's a difference of 3 damage. Matters in some games, but, I would... You just simply play Might of Gork, Renewed Warlust, Ushering, and Smash and Bash. I mean, doesn't seem to be too bad. Though the big change is now this here is, I mean, so many times have I flipped over Cruising for a Bruising and it's done nothing. Okay, and I might have Gork would have won the game. But the big change is Watch Chanter. I'll just click on this link so you don't have to watch me find it. Watch Chanter. This is going to be a huge change, in my honest opinion. This guy is quite the card, and we're going to feel his absence. Now, you can get flooded on this, and sometimes this card does lose you the game. Drawing a second one, and just your field is flooded with just dudes that are getting you actions, and you have nothing to do with these actions. But I really think that this card, regardless of its downside, is just very, very good. And that's definitely you're definitely gonna see a change. You're still gonna see Gordrakk decks. People are still gonna play with Gordrakk. They're literally gonna take out the 2 copies of Watch Chanter, because most people are only playing 2 copies of this right now. They're gonna change out those 2 copies for 2 copies of something else. But I think it's gonna be a huge change. Next up, the other changes. So now week 2, I'll give you my thoughts about that. They're going to change the cost of Gordrakk, Savage Boarboss, Warboss Recruiter, and Loudmouth Megaboss. I'll start off with Recruiter. So Recruiter, you're getting a similar effect that you're getting Celestin Prime. And Celestin Prime costs what, 11 or something? So why does he only cost 5? And Gordrakk gives so much health. Savage Boarboss gets rotated super easy. Now there's an order champion that gives you -2 to your health. Why does this guy only give you -1? And the guy that gives you -2, he's one of the turbo rotation champions in order. He's giving you -2. He only costs 2. Well, so does Savage Boarboss cost 2. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna go champion order. Take those ones out. Right here, Knight Azuris. Play a dude, play an ability. That dude does damage. That dude goes away. Boom, play a Stormcast. Now you have this guy, and he has an effect. If there's nobody in front of him, you guys get rend. So why does he cost -2? -2 health points, and he only costs 2. It's just, it's unfair. Why does the Destruction deck only get -1? This guy gets -2. Really, this guy should get the buff. Just go from -2 to -1. Let's see, Loudmouth Megaboss. I don't know. He seems he's an unfair card, but he's aggressively costed at 8. I think that's fair. It's just no. This card seems kind of fair to me. I feel like it's other cards in Destruction. This card doesn't seem to quite need a nerf. If you're already adding other nerfs on top, maybe give you no health bonus, or make him cost 10, something like that. Or it's just I don't think he needs, because the other champions are probably going to cost more or something like that. So I don't think he needs a nerf by himself. I think other cards being nerfed alone just makes this guy worse, or the whole deck worse. Which is needed, but I don't think Loudmouth Megaboss needs that personal nerf. That's my opinion, at least. But at this point, I guess we can just nerf everything in Destruction because it's so good. Third test period, we're going to change a couple rule tweaks. A lot of people have been putting up suggestions to tweak the rules. I'm not the biggest. I think they're going to slow down turbo rotation. Like you can't rotate a guy or rotate a champion multiple times. That is what I'm predicting. You can't rotate. So even in this, where is this guy? So you play a dude, and then next turn or that same turn you do an ability. That dude does damage. I guess in this guy you can't activate twice. Well, you can. So you can go dude, ability, he rotates twice. So they want to prevent that. They want dude. Next turn, use the ability. The turn after, maybe that dude is still around and he does damage. So it's going to slow down things like that. Or play an ability that does damage, like Piercing Shot, and then a dude. So it would slow down the game considerably to do that. It would also give us more time to draw cards. So I think that's one of the changes I think that they might want to make. And it's going to also make more slower champions better because they're now on par with the faster champions. I don't know how I feel about rules changes. I feel like the game should be as is, but I'm gonna have to see what the rules changes are, because right now we're just kind of in speculation mode. I want to see what those rule changes are before I really put too much thought into how it's going to affect the game. So guys, that is the news that I had to report to you and my thoughts on it. And I do want to thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for watching.